Okay, this is Brotherhood member Aurelius. Now I'm going to do a live, it's not a live commentary, this is a replay of a 3 versus 3 CWB. So I'll introduce the players and the teams. First we'll go over my army. I have 2 chariot archers. And let's see, I think I have, there's the chariot archers. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Egyptian heavy chariots. Got 3 slingers, 4 Pharaoh Guard pikemen, 3 bowmen, and 2 Pharaoh's bowmen. My first ally is LOA-Mule. Not sure what LOA stands for, I believe that's a clan. If someone knows what LOA is, please type it in the comments. So he has Sacred Band, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Sacred Band. It's a very good cavalry unit. 1, 2, 3 Sacred Band Spearmen. He's got 2 Balearic Slingers and 1, 2, 3, 4 Standard Slingers. And third ally is Trajan. Now I don't believe this is Brotherhood Trajan, it's a different Trajan. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slingers, 2 Balearic slingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Sacred Band cavalry, and he's got 2 long shields. Let's check the upgrades on those long shields. Looks like 5 upgrades there. And on these ones, 6. Okay, and he's got Libyan spearmen, 2 units of Libyan spearmen as his infantry. Okay, so let's so that's our team. Let's fast forward. Perhaps now we can see my deployments. First I thought I'd do something like this, but then I decided to join the armies, or combine my army at least with mules. When I mentioned that to my ally, Trajan said he'd already clicked start. So there I am there. So what I do, you'll see what I do, but I just rush my army over there to link up with Mule. So the other players are Paris, Merc Cavalry. There they are there. Let's just pause it. Merc Cavalry, also known as Conan, and also I believe Conan, or King Conan, not the Brotherhood Conan, but Merc Cavalry is King Conan, and also I believe he is Templeton. So if you're watching this, King Conan, please confirm whether or not you're Templeton. He's a very controversial player. He does rage quit, as he did in this game, in fact. And often starts FFAs and spams cavalry. So There's Paris's army, also known as Mango, also known as Remy, also known as Cheetah. Likes to change his name. Anonymity through name changing. I won't bother going through all the different units of the enemy. Just out of apathy, really. Okay, so there's Merc Cavalry, who's Macedon, and Atlas, who's got Rome. So let's continue on. So we can see Paris rushing forward. Took a little time to get organised here. So what I did, I sent my chariot archers out to sort of perhaps counter his charge. Sent my main body of troops to link up with LOA-Mule. Now over here, Trajan moves forward and engages with Atlas. It's a very long battle, and it looked like we were. Well, I won't spoil it for you. It is kind of interesting. We see Mule also sending forward his slingers. Are they shooting? Now Paris sends forward his peasants in order to attract and waste our arrows on them. No upgrades on those peasants. There's my chariot archers. We just feigned an attack there. You can see Trajan moving forward to engage Atlas. Now I sent a unit of chariots to take out those archers, but then Mango cleverly retreats his peasants and then starts shooting my chariot. So there was a very tricky tactic there. He is a very tricky player, Paris. So let's check out here. So what we've got here, we've got Atlas's Roman Cav has charged these slingers. Now he's charging another group of slingers. Amazing those haven't routed, these Roman cavalry. He's got 17 left. He's actually routed one of the slingers. Morale is eager by the looks. Now, Merc Cavalry has sent over 2 units of pikes and 2 units of companions to assist Atlas. Are they shooting? No. So I'm sending over my heavy chariots to support Trajan. So it looks like Atlas has managed to rout 2 of the slingers, and looks like he's going for a 3rd. So we've got these slingers.
This general is the perfect enemy. He does not stand but runs away.
Shoot.
Is there any point in killing him?
These mass royal pikemen seem to be doing a good job. There's killing them. There's some of the dead. I've moved up my pikes to counter these guys. So much going on. I didn't drop my pikes down in time. Unfortunately, my ally, Mule, charged those pikes.
They're attacking us!
One of my units has been routed by Harris's bronze shields. Now I've managed to...
The enemy general shows his value. He is filled only by... The enemy general has been killed!
Okay.
Now we will see the measure of his soldiers' courage.
Took out those Roman cavalry with my chariots. And what's going on here? Trajan using his cavalry well. Managed to take out really like Triarii. Routed a unit of Triarii. Merc cavalry assisting with his pikes. And there's my heavy chariots. Let's just pause and now we'll check over here. Okay, so it looks like 2 of Paris's scythe chariots have run amok. But he has routed one of my slingers. And there's another one of my slingers. 3 of my slingers he's routed. Fortunately they come back. So you'll see. So if I'm looking, there's another bowman he's routed. And also one of Mule's slingers. So let's continue on. Looking at this mayhem that is caused.
Your general has chosen cowardice and runs away! How can soldiers fight for such a creature?
It's like my general. Now what's going on here? Let's have a look. These pikemen, my Egyptian pikemen are hard pressed there against several units of pikes. So these guys have got their Pharaoh's bowmen, have got their swords out and fighting those pikes as well. You've got my chariot archers there. In Cantabrian circle. Actually they're interfering with my allies' slingers. Got a unit of Illyrian mercenaries. Let's see what they do.
Attack!
They're hurling their... Ah, look at that. I just took out one of my units of chariots. We've got still lots of missile troops that are in skirmish mode, so they will try and keep clear of enemy troops. Look at that, one of Paris's Pontic Light Cav routed. There were only 3 of them, taking on 2 units of bowmen. So there's a lot going on here. We've got these slingers have come back, oh no, the bowmen coming back from routing, firing into these Macedonian royal pikemen. It's like Mule's got his sacred band facing the wrong way. Alright, so that's what we've got going on here. Let's have a look at over this side. Got a big force of Scipii infantry and a unit of royal pikemen surrounded by Carthage. Gonna hurl their stones.
They're attacking us!
They're hurling their stones into those infantry units. Got these slingers also hurling stones. Now let's have a look over here again. Let's see how the left flank is doing. Now what has happened is Paris has cleverly just sent his infantry out to chase my missile troops, or our missile troops. So let's have a look at this chase and see how we go avoiding these. Now sometimes when skirmish mode is good, but because your troops will automatically run away from enemy troops, but if you want to do some fine manoeuvring, it's best to have that off because you don't want the automatic mode interfering with your ability to move your troops.
By the gods, the enemy general was a fool! He sacrificed himself rather than leading his men to a dignified defeat.
So what I try to do, instead of getting hemmed in by the red line, try to move my missile troops out to the right. And when I get a chance, looks like I just put my missile troops in tight formation just to make them more manoeuvrable. Now look at this, these spears almost caught my Pharaoh's bowmen, but they just snuck out of the way in time. And we've got a lot of missile troops just trying to evade these pikemen. But there's too many missile troops. So they're getting surrounded and shot at. And there's the results. My slingers throwing stones into their backs, into these bronze shield backs. And getting shot from the front as well. An exhausted group of archers and pikes there. So yeah, very chaotic battlefield. Now I'm sending down my chariots here to, well, I'm not sure where they're going, but I think what I tried to do was move my chariots near these pike units, which will have a morale sapping effect upon them. So Paris's bronze shields are exhausted now from running around everywhere. Let's have a look. Where else? Let's see how Atlas is going. He's trying to chase off my pikes, my chariots, I should say. The pikes, Merc Cavalry's pikes are trying to chase off my chariots. But yeah, having lots of missile troops seems to be beneficial. Seems to be the best optimum strategy in CWB. With, I think it's really only with normal scale. Normal scale seems to benefit missile troops for some reason. Now, what's going on over here? We've got Paris's bronze shields and archers. They look like they're trying to link up with Atlas's troops.
They're attacking us!
Balearic Slinger's just got an experience upgrade. For some reason those slingers aren't shooting. There we go, these Balearic Slingers are.
They're attacking us!
I've moved the unit of bowmen.
We're under attack!
Shooting the urbans in the back rather than from the front. Into the front. The game engine seems to take into account the direction from where the missiles are coming from. You hear the sound effects. Man 2 says, can you make a campaign video? It's really nice actually. I've never played campaign. There's Trajan's Sacred Band just taking out a unit of Paris's archers before they can link up with his allies, though not without cost. His unit of pikes supported him and took out a unit of Sacred Band. Now I think I'm sending over my chariot archers to sap the morale of these pikes. So it looks like I managed to you can see the remains of some bronze shields with those chariots. I think I took out a unit or two of bronze shields, and now I'm just walking over my remaining missile troops to this body of infantry. So we're going to just shoot them.
They're attacking us!
We're being attacked! They're attacking us!
So you can see there's not much they can do now. At this stage, the balance bar, which you can't see now, but it did suggest that the enemy had the advantage. But due to this constant barrage of missiles, we'll gradually whittle them down. And also I managed to see they're shaken, frightened by chariots, these isolated pike units. Let's watch how I rout this isolated pike unit. Got my Trajan comes over to assist me with that. Got another unit with
Units attack!
moving in. and it routes due to it being surrounded. I think this does come back. Now what I should have done is just sent in a unit of chariots to just finish them all off. There you go, it stopped routing. So all that work was for nothing. But we do manage to rout them. What's going on here? Okay, looks like a unit of pikes got isolated and routed. We've got all these missile units just hurling in missiles. Just trying to see if these... Okay, these guys have got their knives out, so they've used up their ammo. Those Egyptian bowmen. Now we've managed to rout this unit of pikes a second time, so this time we're not going to let them come back. We will make sure that they are completely wiped out so they can't pose any further threat to us. Another unit of pikes coming out towards us. 34 men in that. Okay, so Trajan managed to rout that unit of royal pikemen, I should say. Now, there's another unit of isolated spears.
The enemy cowards run! Drive them from the battlefield!
Taking out. Also shooting in some fire arrows to lower their morale. Now, so we're gradually taking out the enemy.
attacked!
Shooting into the back of this unit here. 36 men in it at the moment. Still 36.
We're under attack!
45. Two in there. I think I just stopped to let my troops rest. I think the missiles are more effective when, well, the fatigue level seems to affect the effectiveness of the missile. So I want to prefer to rest them to get them fresh to make my missiles more effective. I'm gradually just walking up these bowmen who are exhausted from being chased by a unit of pikes. So,
Units, move out!
let's look at these Balearic slingers. And they've got their knife out, so they're out of ammo. And a lot of my units have still got lots of ammo left. But I just want to rest them, so these are very tired. Still walking this unit of slingers up. It's exhausted. Let's maybe put it on fast forward. So I'm trying to position my missile troops around the enemy so that I can I've got no place to hide. I'll always have access to their back. Let's just check the numbers. But at this stage we probably could have just done a charge. Shaken, frightened by chariots. Frightened by chariots. That unit's steady. Eager. Steady, eager. Look at that. Must be a morale, measurement of morale. Eager, steady. Eager, 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 but frightened. Steady. So I'm just walking up my units. Let's put it on fast forward. Still a lot to go, and a lot of time to go in the battle. Remember this time index. This is measured in milliseconds, I believe. So what have we got there? 2.9 million milliseconds. How many minutes is that? just do a quick calculation on my calculator. Well, it's 2,900 seconds divided by 60, 48-minute battle. Divided by 60, obviously, we'll convert seconds into minutes. There's not much shooting going on here, so let's just fast forward it until we see the okay, there's the time there as well. We've got a time index as part of the recording software. I'm using the inbuilt Steam recording software. If Spartan Commander is listening to this, I'd be interested to know what recording software he uses to do his battle videos, because he seems to have more sophisticated software. He plays music and seems to be able to jump ahead rather than just fast forwarding. So it's like I'm moving my chariots up. Frightened by chariots, right? All of his units are fresh now. That one's shaken. It's a measurement of morale, I guess. So was that. So have a look at the that unit is fresh. It's eager. Look at this, Paris still charging out. Trying to using fire to hopefully get them to rout. It's rather late here, my sleeping pattern is all out of whack.
Under attack!
There we go, he's sallying out of his formation again, Paris.
Units attack!
The enemy cowards run!
He
Drive them from the
paid
battlefield!
for it and got routed.
Units attack!
No, but one of my chariot units got routed.
Units attack! We're being attacked! Units attack! being attacked!
Okay, and that looks like it's all over.
Forward! Units, forward! They're being attacked!
It's a lone centurion. Got taken out by the chariot.
Your men have done enough, and a victory of sorts is yours. It will suffice.
Okay, so well done to Mule and Trajan, and also well played Atlas, Merc, Cavalry, and Paris. Pity Merc, you once again rage quitted. I expect people that play in my games to play out to the end, unless it's obvious that you're going to lose. Anyway, so got the second highest kills. Trajan did well with the first highest. Merc Cavalry got the lowest. So we'll look at the individual units. So the chariot archers were quite effective. They got an experience stripe and both got over 100 kills. Slingers not so much. And because I didn't put my pikes down, the Pharaoh's guards weren't that effective. Okay, so can't see the details of the other teams. Alright, well that concludes this commentary of a 3v3 CWB battle.